Shudder's new original movie, Night of the Reaper, is out, and it's pretty fun. Um, I'm kind of torn what I think about this movie. I do think this is basically just a copy of House of the Devil. It's an 80s type throwback babysitter slasher movie, and I really love 80s throwback movies. Like any movie that just goes back in time, specifically to like around the 80s, is always just such a good vibe. And I like how they set up the fucking houses and everything, and all the cars look oldie, and I always enjoy that stuff. But something was just off about Night of the Reaper. The opening scene itself is fantastic. I thought the opening scene was gonna be a good precedent for the rest of this movie. Unfortunately, it really isn't. The whole middle section of this movie is pretty fucking unbearable. Um, I really just wanted to not watch the movie anymore, but thank God I didn't, because this movie is just like a really bad Oreo. Or I guess if you maybe like a ketchup sandwich, the two outsides are pretty good, and then the inside is just like, what the fuck am I eating? I guess this movie's like a ketchup sandwich. Like I said, the opening is really damn good, and I was really excited for the rest of this, and then everything in the middle is just so bad. The ending is just so fun, and I like the constant twists and turns and the phone bomb, and it feels like every character is like pretty damn smart, but it's just so rough getting to that point. The twist in this movie is very predictable. You can figure out who the killer is. I think 30 minutes into this movie, I want to say, maybe even sooner. I can't remember, but I remember screaming, uh, not screaming, but saying out loud, "This person's the killer," and they were. I was just like, "That's unfortunate," and everyone in this movie is kind of just okay. Performance wise, I think everything is just okay. Nothing really disgustingly bad. Nothing too great. Everyone's just pretty damn good in this movie. I think a lot of the costume design is fine, especially since it's a throwback movie. The score, the soundtrack, all that's so fun because obviously it's supposed to be. It's an old style slasher, so it better sound fucking amazing. Everything else though is kind of just okay. Um, a lot of the kills before the end of the movie just so lackluster and not that fun. But yeah, that last like 20, 30, the last act of the movie, just beautiful, really beautiful. I really don't know what happened in the middle. But I see that as a trend with a lot of babysitter slasher movies I watch. So maybe it's just their fault. Maybe it's just the genre's fault, and it's not really the director's fault. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really have a problem with Shutter originals. I think they're usually pretty fun since they're low budget horror movies. And as a horror fan, it's just nice that we have a company that cares so much about our genre and is willing to pump out as much content as we can get. I think the Night of the Reaper is really fun. I wish I got to watch this in October instead. I think the setting and everything is just perfect for Halloween, but shit, I guess a September release isn't too bad either. I really wanted to give Night of the Reaper a 5 out of 10 just cuz that there's just a solid 30, 35 minutes in this movie where I just don't want to fucking look at the screen in a bad way, and I can't do it. I just can't. I had to raise it from a 5 to a 6. It's just too much fun. It just feels too like a comfort movie-ish. I really like the vibe of this movie. And like I said, the performances aren't too bad. The ending and beginning are phenomenal. It's just the fucking middle section of this movie is just so unbearable. I like that every character's super smart. I just really don't know what happened there. I think Brandon Christensen as a director though was pretty good. I think I mean he's good friends with Shutter, so I imagine he's gonna do more. And fuck it, do another slasher movie if you can. We need more good. This wasn't necessarily amazing, but good slasher movies. I wouldn't mind. Keep on more. And for the actors and actresses, I know some of you were in some Shutter movies and even some other horror movies. I'm zoning out. Summer Howell was in the two newest Chucky movies, if I remember. I'm forgetting, but I'm pretty sure she was. And of course, Maddie Finaccio was in Final Destination Bloodlines. I really hope I'm remembering that correctly. I mean, this movie just has a lot of horror uh community in it, and I'm happy it got made. I think this was a good this was a good Halloween movie. Nothing really too special.